Hi, my name is Aslam Moolla and I'm a Ccma labor lawyer, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about condonation applications. What does it mean and how does it apply to you if you are facing a condonation? So let's get started. What is a condonation application and why is it important to understand that? A condonation application is where a person is required to explain why they are late in filing their case at the Ccma. In other words, there are specific time periods that a person has to comply with if they plan on referring their case to the Ccma. The most common one is for unfair dismissal. For an unfair dismissal, you have 30 days to file your case at the Ccma. If you take longer than 30 days, you have to explain why you're taking longer. And that is what is called a condonation application. If you don't explain why you're taking longer, the Ccma won't hear your case and it will be thrown out on technical grounds. So, it's very important to understand that if you don't do the condonation application properly, you won't even get a chance to lead evidence at the Ccma because the Ccma will just refuse to hear your case. You've taken longer than the period required. How do you calculate the 30-day notice? The 30-day notice is calculated by looking at calendar days. In other words, you look at including weekends, public holidays, and it works from the date that you are officially dismissed from work. In other words, you have to look at what is the date you have been dismissed and calculate 30 days from that date. How does one apply for condonation? So for example, let's say you were dismissed on the 1st of April. You have 30 days to file your unfair dismissal case. If you take longer than 30 days from the 1st of April, let's say you only referred your case in June, you have to explain why you filed your case late. You do this by filling in an affidavit. An affidavit is basically a statement, a sworn statement where you explain 4 major factors. Number 1 is the degree of lateness, meaning how long have you taken, how many days have you taken exceeding past the 30-day period. In other words, have you taken 40 days, 45 days, 120 days? Naturally, the shorter the period of days, the better chances of condonation being granted. Number 2, the reason for the lateness. What is your reason? Why don't you get it done within the 30-day period? Generally acceptable reasons are illness, emotional trauma, hospitalization, etc. Those are good reasons. The third is prospects of success. In other words, if you have a strong case, you have a better chance of condonation being granted. And number 4, any prejudice or disadvantages suffered by the employer because of your late filing. If you want a copy of a template affidavit that you can use in your case, please send me an email. My email address will be shown now. It's law@legalleaders.co.za, and I will send you a template that you can use for your condonation application. Once you've filled in the affidavit, it must now then be stamped by a Commissioner of Oaths, and after it's stamped and approved, you serve it on the employer, file it at the Ccma, and then you're going to wait to hear from the Ccma. Either the Ccma will grant your condonation or refuse your condonation. If your condonation is granted, it will then proceed straight to conciliation or arbitration. If your condonation is not granted, the Ccma will not hear your case. That means it has been thrown out on a technical basis. So it's very important to understand the condonation process. If you need help in your particular situation, whether that's filling in the condonation or making sure the affidavit is done properly, you're more than welcome to click the link below and book an appointment with our office. I'll speak to you soon and good luck.